Okay guys, today I'm going to cover how much does it cost to keep a tarantula. Now there's two routes you can go down really. You can go down a budget route or a slightly more expensive route. The main cost being the actual house, how you house the animal. As you can see, for all my animals I use these converted plastic storage boxes or rubs or bins or whatever you want to call them. And budget materials, which I'll get to a bit later on. So that's more what I'm going to talk about today. And it's actually not that expensive at all, including the cost of electric, because it really doesn't really affect it at all. And I've got quite a few mats going, and it doesn't affect what we put in the meter. So anyway, first thing I'll talk about is what you're going to keep your tarantula in. Now for a terrestrial species, what I've got mine in is it's a shoebox, plastic shoebox from Asda, and it was about £3.99. So it was very cheap. You can get much bigger storage boxes for around the same price. On my phone there. So that's your first investment. It's going to be housing. Now we're going on the assumption that you have nothing, maybe except the transfer, but we'll get into that. All you need is a drill or a soldering iron. I'm sure everyone's got one of these items around the house, and I used a drill for this one. The others I've used a soldering iron because it's a lot easier, but either will do a grand job. This one actually came with built-in vents. Yeah, first off, so housing. Next you want to think about substrate. Now there's two options really. I've bought for this one a pre-mixed substrate which was called Spider Life by ProPet, and that cost £5.99. And it's a mix of basically potting soil, I think it was, bark, cocoa fibre. I think there's a bit of vermiculite in there as well, and that was brilliant. He really enjoyed that. He was burrowing when he was a bit younger. Doesn't burrow now. Doesn't need, I suppose. But, yeah, that was £5.99. Alternatively, you can get a dry block of cocoa fibre. You can get that from Pets at Home for £2.79. Or £2.69. Sorry, I got it down. That brick it's been shown in my how to create a tarantula enclosure video. That'll last you a very long time. You can do lots of enclosures of that, and that's perfectly fine. You see, I've started to mix it in there. He's due a change, so I'm gonna maybe put him on just the cocoa fibre, but I'm mixing it in so I can make the transition a bit, because he's been on this for a while. Make it a bit less stressful for him, so it's not completely new surface. Oh, there's a cricket leg there, I need to clean up. Anyway, okay, so substrate, and I put £5.99 because that's what I used, and it's not that, it's not a massive cost anyway. Next thing to think about is a hide. My phone again, sorry. This can cost you nothing. That piece of bark there, I got out my garden, oven baked it, dried it out, sterilised it. Perfectly good to use. That's ideal. That's all you need. So hides can effectively cost you £0. However, I got this coconut. I cut the entrance just a bit bigger so we can get in it. He doesn't use it, to be honest. He does not use it at all. So that was £2.79. But effectively, it doesn't cost you anything for a hide. You can just use bark out of your garden or from the park or wherever, and that's what I'd recommend using. So for a hide, I'll put down £0. Now, same applies for water bowl. My parents bought me this one a while ago, so I thought I had to use it, But before that, I was using bottle caps. Do the job in various different sizes. There's a milk cap there, just a water bottle top. They do fine. Don't worry about using a bigger one. People say be careful, they'll drown. Yes, watch young spiders. Mine maybe is at the size now where I would feel comfortable using a larger water bowl. So water bowl, I'm going to put down 0. Maybe I should use a different tank to demonstrate this. Decoration, that's all I class decoration. That's from also from Pet to Home. I paid about £6 for that, but now it's £2.50 in the aquarium section. So again, you can just use bark or bits of wood you find, or nothing at all. Nothing at all is fine. Depends on your species really. With lack of cover, a burrower will burrow. When there is things to hide in, they'll hide in them as opposed to burrow. So it's up to you really. Depends what you want. Whether you want to please the spider or you want, aesthetic looking tank. But for sake of that decoration, I'll write down £2.50. Alright, what else is there? Thermometer. You'll need one of these. That's the Exoterra one. It's an expensive brand, but it's a reliable one. Get it cheap offline, about £3 off the internet. However, in store, I pay £4.49 for it. What else is there? Food, crickets. I keep my crickets. Let's get this down in a large bin. Desperately need to clean, so I won't show you that until I've cleaned it out. Providing you feed them, keep them in a larger box than what they come in, that'll last you ages, a really long time. If you just got the one, it only eats once a week. Granted, a few of them will die off, but you've got, last you many months. You might even get them to, you might even eventually start up your own colony, in which case free food forever. But the first one, a box is around about £2.49. And put that down as food, the crickets or any sort of live food. And heat source finally. I use a heat mat. This was a second-hand heat mat I use, but you can pick them up. Pick up second-hand heat mats are fine. New one will set you back. The cheaper ones, I think the Pro Pack one, about £15 to £17. This one covers about, zoom out a bit, up to about there, so just a sort of square area. It's not a massive one, but it's plenty big enough, keeps it warm enough, and I've seen ones for about £10. So on a heat mat, £10, and that's going to be your most expensive thing, apart from the spider, of course. But besides the tea, you can see you don't really have to spend much money at all. It's actually quite cheap. I'll just quickly work that out for you. 1 second. Okay, so in total, I made that just under £29.50. Everything you need. You can get kits that cost around that price. Komodo do quite a good one, with a proper critter keeper type container, heat mat, hides, cocoa fibre. But you can buy it all separately. You can tailor it to what you want. You can even do it cheaper than this. You can get cheaper thermometers. You can get cheaper substrate, and you can get decorations for free. This spider, I think he set me back, I think it was £35 as a youngster Mexican firelag. Depending on what species you want, it's going to obviously depend on how much it's going to set you back. But if you like to think, you can get a more expensive spider by spending less on its setup and giving it the same quality of life, if not maybe even a better one. So yeah, that's basically cost of keeping a tarantula. Hope this helps, guys. Don't forget, if you like this video, if it's helped you out, like, and press subscribe. It's really encouraging to see everyone viewing and liking my videos, and obviously I'll keep producing more. Thanks.